So next up in this series on software that you can use to create games in a very accessible way is Scratch. This is one of the most popular drag and drop programming pieces of software. If you remember on Minecraft, that used a similar drag and drop interface. You just drag the code blocks in and you slot them into each other. You're not having to worry about all the syntax of actually writing code. Scratch is available on many platforms. You get it on mobile phones, iPads, a PC download, or there's a web interface. You just log onto the website and you can use it directly on the website there. So I'm just going to go over a bit about what Scratch is, and then I'm going to get in and show you, just get you started if this is something that you want to use, just to get you on the path and show you how it works. So as you can see from the image there, that's how you code. Again, it's those drag and drop blocks, and you just slot them into each other. So I'll just read you a bit off the website there about it. Scratch is a free educational programming language that was developed by a lifelong kindergarten group at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, with over 50 million registered users and 22 million shared projects. It's geared towards kids aged 8 to 16. It's designed to be fun, educational, and easy to use. It has the tools for creative, interactive stories, games, art, simulations, and more using block-based programming. Scratch even has its own paint editor and sound editor built in. Users program in Scratch by dragging blocks from the block palette and attaching them to other blocks like a jigsaw puzzle. Structures of multiple blocks are called scripts. This method of programming, building code with blocks, is referred to as drag and drop programming. It's a very good introduction to how you make games. It allows you to create the art and then animate characters and stuff. And the way it does the programming there is, although you're just dragging these blocks in, it gets you in the mindset of how programming actually works. It's very good at that. As you see from there, you have a loop that's just going to repeat. And that's how you program. It's really good at doing that. Okay, so I'll get into where you get Scratch and we'll get started on this. Okay, so this is what you're going to see. I'm launching Scratch through the website there. There's the address, scratch.mit.edu. This is the home page here. There's a bit here for educators. There's a really good TED talk there. It's well worth a watch. A lot of resources here. Scratch Edge is an online community where Scratch educators share stories and resources. Guides and tutorials. There's a whole load of stuff on Scratch, a whole load of tutorials. It's very popular, as I said, 50 million users. There's a lot of resources here. You can have a teacher account, so you can create groups of accounts there. If you just request an account down there, just go back here. It also has these projects which are really good. So I'll just click on any one of the projects. You can see other users, once you've created a project in Scratch, you can upload it there. What you have to do on this, I think I have to just click on these. This is telling you about clean water for all, so showing you about pollution in the seas. You just click on the different types of pollution. Relatively simple, but very achievable for somebody without any coding experience. I've got to put this bottle now in the right one. That goes in plastic. That's a book, paper. And then it's going to give me some information about water and sanitation. Now, you can create those. You can actually, this is a very good feature. You can see the code behind. You can see how they made it. Quite a complex one. Each one of these objects has different code on it there. Here's all the blocks of code they put in. We're not going to get that complex at all, just for starting off. But yeah, that's all available off the website. Now, to play it, to have a go with Scratch, you just go here. You click on the try it out there. So this is the interface that greets you when you start Scratch. What you have in this area here, this is the default character here, this cat, that we're going to program to move about. When you write your program, when you play your program, whatever you program to do will happen here. These are all your blocks. I'll go through them in a minute. You can drag and drop. This is the area that you drag and you drop your blocks in to make commands. Over here is a really nice getting started with Scratch. A lot of tutorials in there, step-by-step instructions. And down here we have the sprite. A sprite is a 2D graphic, which would be, in this case, this cat would be a sprite, and then a backdrop there as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this backdrop. At the moment it's just plain white. There's something that I can choose that will be better for what we need for this to explain some stuff. So backdrops, I'm going to click on that to choose a backdrop from the library. There's a lot of presets, a lot of preset characters, a lot of preset backgrounds. For this one, I'm going to choose this grid down here. Okay. So this is now giving me this grid here. I'll come back to that in a second. I'll just go to scripts. I'll go through these here now. Okay, so these are the different categories of scripts that you've got. You have these categories here. If you ever lose, there should be a whole load of blocks here. If you ever lose that, it's because I've selected the background. There's no code on the background. There's no code I can put on it. So I select the character. You see all the blocks that I can choose come back up there. So the first one is motion. These move sprites and change angles and change X and Y values. Looks. Control the visuals of the sprite, attach speech or a thought bubble, change the background, enlarge or shrink, transparency and shade. Sound, plays audio files and programmable sequences. Pen, draw on the portrait by controlling the pen width, color and shade. Allows for turtle graphics. Data, we're not going to touch on that, so variable, that's more programming. Events, control event handlers placed on top of each other into group blocks. We will have a look at some of those. Control controls if-else statements. Again, there's more programming there. Sensing, sprites can interact with the surroundings the user's created. So if it touches something the colour blue, what do you want it to do? That sort of thing. Operators, mathematical operators, not going to go near them. More blocks, that's if you make a custom block yourself. So to begin with, just to show you how these blocks work, I'm going to get this character, I'm going to program him to move around here in a square and use a pen to follow him and draw a square, or as close to a square as I can get. Just so we know the blocks work here. So this grid I've put behind, this is X and Y coordinates, just like the graphs at school. You plot a point on here. Where he is right now is X0, Y0. If I move him over this way, that's minus X. X is horizontal, Y is vertical. So if I'm going this way, that's plus X. If I'm going this way, that's minus X. If I'm going up, that's plus Y. If I'm going down, that's minus Y. So that's how we plot where he is. But luckily, Scratch does that for you. So if we go into the motion category here, and we want him to go to these X and Y. So this is the one we want to use. But if I move him now, you see how it automatically updates there. So we don't have to bother about these values. I can just move him visually, and the software will take care of where he is. So the first place I want him to go to is, I want him to start up in this corner. So I'm going to drag him up there. That's put the details into this box here. So I want to drag this over here. Because this cat is selected, that is what I am now programming. If I selected another object, that's what I'll be programming. So first of all, I'm to go to that coordinate. And then the second one I want him to go to, I'm just going to drag him over here. That's the second point I want him to go to. And you see how the go to has updated the X and Y. So I can just drag that in. Same as, you remember Minecraft code connection. It was these blocks that you drag and you slot them in. You see when you can slot one over, it's highlight. And let go, it's just going to plug it in there. Okay, so I'm going to put two more in. One down here. Go to that. Plug that one in. And then I'm going to put him here. That's the last one. Again, it's updated there, so I'll put that in. Now, if I click on this, it's going to play through these. So I'll just see what happens here when I play through them. See, it flashed. This flashed, that means go, but absolutely nothing happened. What actually happened is this is updating at an extremely fast frame rate. So it's actually playing through all those, but it's doing it faster than the human eye can conceive. So what we need to do is have a pause between each one of those moves. So to find pause, I'm going to go down to control, and you see this wait 1 second. So I'm going to put one of those in. So I'll put one up there. Now you can drag these away. If I drag from there, that'll pull those off. Pull those off because I want to put one in between each one of these. So I'll pull that one down and I'll pull that one down. Okay, so I want to put one of these in between every one. Okay, I'm going to put them up, click them all back in. Now 1 second's a bit long, so I'll put 0.5 in each one of these. Okay, so reading this code from the top to the bottom, when I press play, it's going to wait half a second. It's going to go to that position. It's going to wait at that position for half a second. Go to that one, wait half a second. Go to that one, go to that one, go to that one. So let's press play now and see what happens. There you go. So it's actually doing it and waiting half a second between each one. Okay, so I'm having to press this, and it's running through that once, and then it stops. And then if I want it to run again, press it, and then it stops. But what if I want to make that continually play? So, see this block here? It says forever. I can drag that, and when it gets close, it's going to loop. See, I can encompass the entire thing. So what that means is whatever's inside here, just keep doing over and over and over and over again. So let's see how that works. There you go. That's just going to keep looping that forever, forever, forever. At the moment, I'm having to click on this to get it to work. Now, most programs, you want to click on this green flag here to start them. So what I want to do, I want to tell it to, if I click stop there, that'll stop it. I want to tell it that when I click this green flag, to listen out for that green flag click. And when I press that, run this. So we go to events. It's looking for an event called a when green flag clicked. So I'm going to drag that over and then stick it on top of there. So when the green flag is clicked, loop through this forever. So now if I press the green flag, there you go. And he starts looping through that. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a pen tool behind him, so he actually draws that shape that his path as he passes it. So you see here you've got your pen. I'm going to click on pen. I'm going to put pen down. When the green flag is clicked, put down the pen. Okay, so I'll drag this out because before I want to start looping, I want the pen to go down. So I'll put that in and then I'll put that up. Let's just see what happens there. There you go. He's drawing out a block. Now I want to change that. I don't like the blue and it's a thin line. So I can change that. Pen down. I'll drag those out. Set the pen color to. Now, if I click on that square, whatever I hover over here, it changes to that color. So I'll make it red. And then I will set the pen size. At the moment it's 1. So I'm going to set the pen size to 10 to make a thicker line. And once it's done that, just run that loop over and over again. Play. There you go. So that's plotting out the path that he's taking.